Hi guys, so today I'm going to do I think it's going to be kind of quick little card. I'm using this IO Impression Obsession stamp. I believe it's called Holiday Teapot. It's still on sale right now. They're having like a coffee sale on their site, so you can check that out. If I have any links in the description box, they will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to use those links. So yeah, so I think they have free shipping over $50, and I'm going to be using, since I haven't used them in a little while, my Arteza water brush, real brush pens, and I just want to show you. I keep them in these things, and the set of 40 fits in these things. I think I picked these up on Ally a long time ago. And I just have them here sitting next to me so I can just grab them when I need them, and I just kind of put them in color families, right? So I'm going to use those, and then a water brush. I think right now still available are the 40-piece set, or 42, I can't remember what exactly it is, but the one I just showed you, basically double that. And then it comes with a water brush. And then of course they have that cute set that I reviewed a while back, of the big set of like 96 something. I can't remember exactly the number, but the big guy. And I do have a discount code in the description box for you guys if you want to pick those up. So if you're interested and haven't picked them up yet. And I'm gonna get my stamps. So these are cling back, cling back stamps. So when you go on there, it'll have it like this, and then for an extra charge, if you want, they'll mount it on a wood block, which isn't important to me because we have all our little stamp, positioners and stuff like that. So all you do is take this back part off, and you're ready to go. And I usually keep this and stick it back on there. I don't know, just because that's how I am. I'm gonna start off with a piece of paper that's 4 by 5 1/4. This is Arteza watercolor paper because I prefer it. I've tried different papers whenever I reviewed the real brush pens back in the day, and I like this stuff. So I just cut this one from the 30 sheet watercolor pad. Again, I'll have links for all these. This is cold pressed, so it is a little rough on one side, it's a little bit smoother on the other side, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on the rough side. I figured why not. And I'm just gonna stamp this, and then I have enough that I can cut away some if it ends up being a little bit crooked, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise you can use a stamp positioner, but I know not everybody has a stamp positioner, so I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna place it so that it is, so that would be straight, you know what I'm saying? If I stamp it straight down, that's what I would consider straight. And I'm going to use VersaFine because I'm going to use something that is not water, don't move with water. And if you're always questioning stuff like that, you can just read the back, and it says for watercoloring and things like that. There are obviously inks I have from, what's her name, Crafter's Companion, that are waterproof, so if something says waterproof, that's good too. I don't want too much. I know my VersaFine has been giving me like clumps recently, I don't know why, so I'm just gonna do like that. And oh, I gotta move over just a little bit. About there. And again, this is watercolor paper, so it has a little bit of a wrinkliness to it, so just I might not get like a perfect impression, but that's pretty darn good. Nice rubber stamp. I'm going to clean this off really quickly, get the pen colors that I want to use, and we'll get started. Quite a few different things on here. I want to see where I want to start. I picked out some light yellowish colors. This is kind of the idea that they have on their site, on IO's site, of the one picture that they have this in action. And I thought that's pretty because everything, I want to do a red teapot because I like red. Obviously this little guy's going to be brown. We have candy canes, other candies back here. So in my opinion, I feel like the poinsettias that they use were the lighter kind of like yellow, like white poinsettias, but in the center they're kind of a little bit yellowish, a little bit green. So I have these two colors I'm going to use. These are all from the basic set, from the 40 or 42 piece, whatever it is. And then I think when I bought it, it came with, I think I bought it as a kit with the paper and the water brushes, but I'll have the information for that too. So these are the premium water brushes that they have. Again, if you wet the paper first and then put stuff, it's gonna do what it does. Sometimes you can put it just on dry paper, so I'm gonna start with that. So I'm gonna start with this yellow, again lemon yellow, and I'm gonna have, I don't know if I've used this one yet because this one's a little bit finer. I usually use the bigger, there we go, just getting it started. So it has a little water in there, and I'm just gonna put down some yellow just kind of at the base and kind of pull it out a little bit. Because these flowers aren't necessarily yellow, it just has like a yellow tint to it, so I'm just putting a little bit of that Very little amount. Hope you can kind of see. I'm just kind of following down the center. And again, I always start where it's going to be darker and then pull it up to where you think it would be lighter, right? And that just gives you a kind of an instant shade. And you do not have to be that fast. Like I'm doing this and then going into the water. You can go here, you can do a little more here, and then go here, and then come back. And that's because of this watercolor paper. If you're using your Crafter's Companion watercolor paper, you better watch out. I remember you have to work pretty quickly because it'll start drying there and it's like, you can't hardly move it. So it's more of a marker at that point than it is a water kind of paint. And then I'm going to take a little tiny bit of this green, and I'm kind of afraid of this, so I'm going to put very small amount just to give it a different little something in here. And as you see, the paper is already wet because I had wet it, so now it's applying lighter, which is basically what I wanted it to do, so that's really great. And that one's a very light green. It's called green tea. So it just gives it a little green, a little something in there. So I'm going to do the same thing with this flower back here. I haven't decided what these little middle colors should be, so let me think about that one. Let's go to something like the candy cane. So let's just say it's white. Let's say this is red. So I'm going to come in here on either side of the red band, right there and there. And then I'm going to pull the color down into the center and then down into the center or up. So that leaves it looking a little bit shiny in the center. And that's another thing you can learn from like art impressions. They always say leave a little bit of white. That little bit of white, and look at that. It makes it look shiny, right? I'm not going to do anything to the white areas, but I'm going to continue going where it needs to be red. So coming around, that should be white. This one I guess should be red right here. And again, just pull that in and pull that into the center there. I covered a little more than I would like that one. Okay, there we go. We have this little swirl guy. Let me do these guys over here, and I think we're going to make them red too. So again, I'm just starting here and here, and then pulling that color towards the center. Super easy. And a little bit of red here. And there's so much going on in this. That's why I like brush pens or stuff like that, because it doesn't have to be perfect, especially when it's like watercolorish. No one's gonna say, oh, look at that, you know, it's just pretty. And I'm gonna try to take away some of that. Get up a little bit too high. And I guess the one right next to it maybe. Has the same thing going on here. And maybe I'll just take a little bit of red that's on here. Okay, so I will do these other flowers basically the same way. So let's look at some leaves now. And we'll do the pot kind of last. So the leaves, the red I chose, sorry, did I even say the name? Red. So again, this is their basic kit. So whatever I use here, if you have the basic kit or the larger kit, obviously you're going to have it in the larger kit, but the basic kit is going to have these colors. And I have parakeet green and light green. So I am going to start with the light green. Just bring it down the center. And a little bit out to the side, obviously. And same thing with the darker green. I'm just going to go in just a little bit. Just bring it down the center. That's how I like to do it. You can obviously do your leaves however you like. And then I bring in my brush pen and get some of that color moving out towards the edges. And if you need more color, just bring your pens back. Okay, and I'll do the same thing with all the leaves. But again, I like them to look kind of light. If you want it darker or more pronounced, then just add more color. Let's move that. So pretty. A little bit more green on this one here. I missed that bottom part. And then we have some little guys here. And again, just a suggestion of color to me is good enough. But just follow those little leaves. And you don't have to add water. Like on these guys, if I decide that's fine, it's fine. As long as you have a little color, I'm following up the stem here. But if you want to, just dab, 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 just dab a little water, but you don't have to. So, okay, the leaves are green, 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 green. I think I will make this one green. Okay, so again, I'm going to start at the top here and at the bottom here of each little section, right? So this is green. There's green. This one's going to be white. This one's going to be green. And I'm using the darker green at this point just so that we can really get that color in there. And then that one would be white. So this little section would be green here. White. Oopsie, I messed up because like this one's white, this is green. Let's just leave it white. No, we can't do that. Let's put green here, just so that people think whatever, and it's missing there, but that's okay. Let's put a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. I should have split this one in two here. Let's see. Green, white, green, white, green. See? Too many. Okay. Let's do this whole section right here, green. So that's green, that one's white, and this is green. Alright, sounds good. Sounds good to me. Okay. And there's some stuff behind them I need to color, like the other leaves that are back there. I love the way this poinsettia is looking, so pretty. And then our little dude here, I'm going to color him in chocolate. And then I have wine red, which I think is weird, but the wine red just looks like a brown color, so I thought that was really nice. So I'm going to start on the very edges. And I might not even go with the wine red, we'll see. I was going to use that to help me kind of give some shadows and stuff, some darker color, but let's get that piece going just so it doesn't get stuck there. You see what I'm saying? I always just start at the where it should be darker and then bring the color down in, and it just works out. So again, this is chocolate. And we'll give him red buttons. And then he has a little hand over here. He has a little white stripe, right? So I'm going to leave that white piece by itself. Just the way it is. There's a little shadow kind of under that one there. Alright. Like I said, I brought this red in just if I wanted a little more shadowy color, but I think we're okay. I don't think I need it. But this color does coordinate really well with this one, so I think that's good. I need to grab a black. I didn't think about it for that. And then he can have little red buttons. So I'm just going to color it in red. Alright. Teapot. This is the one I'm like, ooh, because we're going to use a lot of this red. So my water pen ready. And I'm going to color the whole thing red, but you can leave something else. So back in here, it should just be like a dark color. That's part of like what's behind, I think, the teapot. So I'm going to start with my color here. And really, I'm just going to use this for coloring. I feel like. Because I really want this color, obviously, to be very bold. So you can see, I'm pretty much just coloring this whole thing. As we get down here, I'll pull the color down. I'm going to miss that white spot, and I'm going to leave it a little bit lighter, the red color, as you get there, because that will give the look of like some roundness, right? So I'm going to leave that there. I did pick a darker red to kind of blend with, or did I not? I don't remember. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to start up here. I can't tell. It looks like the handle starts up here. And again, I'll leave some space here. I'll pull this down in here. And up this way. And I'm just going to try to blend that out a little bit. Still take a little bit of that white. It's just a little bit lighter there. And then this one, same thing. Just coloring in here. And pull that down just a little bit. There we go. Get rid of that. Alright. A little bit there. A little bit there. And then this one part, I'm like, should I leave this white, or make this red, or make the stripes red? So I suppose that's whatever you want to do. I'm just going to make the little stripes red. That'll make it easier. I'm just going to go in here really finely. So what's nice about these brush tips is that they're very fine at the tip. So you can come in and do things like this. And it's super easy. You guys, I have my AC going. I didn't even turn it off since yesterday. It is so hot. Ugh. I hear some of you guys are getting rain, and some of you guys have lovely weather, so that's really great. This is unseasonal. Is it the word? I was gonna say unseasonable. I don't know. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the rest of the poinsettias. I'm going to look up a poinsettia real quick, a white one, to see what the middle center should be, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to take a black and his little eyeballs and try to leave a little white spot. But if you cover it all up, we can come in later with like a white pen or something. I don't know. I might have to do that a little bit better. No, that's not bad. So cute. Okay. And then, you know, you can put some shadows in the back. That's not necessarily my thing, but like if you want to come in here and just put a little darkness back there because there's a space there, or like in here, you know, it'll just kind of fill in your picture a little better so it looks nice. So as I was looking, it looks like the center of these flowers are usually kind of greenish brown, so I'll just use that same little green tea color and just add a little color here and there. And the example of the berries from IO is that they had just left them also like a green color, but I kind of want to make them red. No? I don't know. Oh, and on this little guy, they did have it even. So this little piece right here, this little tiny piece, they count it as one piece. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are able to make it green and white in a proper manner, you know. But I just left it. And then I wanted to do something with a lollipop stick back here so it's more visible. So I'm just going to put a little black on that. And I think that's it. So the berries, like I said, I want to make them red. So I'm going to come in here, just add a little red to each little berry. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll go around and do that. And then what else did we need? We got his eyeballs. We got the thing. I said the middles were green. Let's put a little shadow kind of underneath it so it looks like it's at least sitting on something. Is this too dark? Let me see. This one might be too dark. I was looking for a gray or like a light blue is good too. This one's good. Smoke gray. And just bring a little something under here. Right. And get some of that water going. You guys, I was just thinking if I was in, trying to see if I was in frame here. I'm putting quite a bit of water. I do want that to move a little bit. A little back, a little forward. Alright, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. I'm going to go get myself some coffee. And I'll be right back. One other thing you can do, you know, if you want more shadows like under the flowers, is this color again, that wine red. I can kind of come in here and just put some depth of color under here. Just bring it on the sides. Hope you see what I'm doing. I'm kind of differentiating that from the teapot there. And just on one side, right? Because if there's shadow, it's going to be like on one side. So I think that does look a little nicer, a little more refined. Right? Just a little something. Alright. Okay, I'm going to let this dry up really well, and I will be right back. So I was just looking through this little Echo Park pack of paper, really old, Holly Jolly Christmas. And I was thinking about green, but then I'm like, oh, red's nice, so I don't know. It's hard to, even black would be really striking because it would just be really pretty. Maybe I'll do a black card base, that's what I'll do. But I do want to trim this down just a little bit because like I said, this was 4 by 5. 1/4. So I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to trim out one of these pieces of papers at 4 by 5 1/4. And I will be right back. Okay, I got just a standard A2 size card base. Just a black card. Again, score at 4 1/4. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4. But of course I'm just folding it. And then I have my little piece cut down again, 5 1/4 by 4. So cute. And I was thinking about doing some twine. I mean, this one just so cute. I'm really, really loving this little design. So again, if you're not great at matting, you want to use a wet glue so you can have some time to kind of zhuzh around your paper. And then this guy, of course, these guys always want to do a little something funny because they've been wet. So, quite a bit of tape all along everywhere, especially the very edges. And you can pop this up to make a little something different, really cute. I am in love with this. So cute. Hold on, needs to go that way just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna turn this over. You could also, like I did the gray underneath to give it a little shadow. You can definitely add, like, I like to do like blue or something like that and kind of watercolor it out so that you have like a background. Obviously we're gonna put a sentiment somewhere on here. Yeah, I was just looking at this, I'm like, wouldn't that be so cute to add some twine somewhere? Wrap it around there. One last thing I did want to do, and I told myself do not forget, because I always forget. I'm gonna add some Wink of Stella here. Let me see if this is going. You want to make sure it's getting there. And I'm going to put it on this little, can you see what I'm doing? Okay. I'm going to put it here because it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. And then in the center of my little flowers, of course, a little bit shooting up. I know when I have my head down, you guys can barely hear me, so I'm trying to talk facing up this way, but just a little something extra to make this little card come alive. Some down there. And I think that'll be it. I know it's hard to see. Hopefully you'll catch it in the pictures. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll have the links in the description box again. I know the stamp set, stamp is on sale right now, and I'm pretty sure the Arteza real brush pens are also on sale right now. I guess it depends on when you're watching this. And links and discount codes in the description box. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.